Good afternoon. What's up, all you good looking people? This is Keith with Profit Lifter. Today, we are going to be talking about social media posts. Is social media dead? Maybe, but we're going to still post on there because we need to get people engaged. And our goal today is to give you a content strategy and a way to start positioning your business so that you can start easily coming up with social media content and then working through everything and just having a system to be able to start to post. So we're going to share our screen and we're going to hop right in. And if you guys have any questions while we're going through this, or any ideas, any things that you would like for me to cover while I'm here, just throw it out in the chat. I'm always happy and always happy to answer, and we'll be watching so that I can answer your questions and make sure that we are making sure you were taken care of. All right, so today's live is only going to be about 30 minutes. It's going to be a quicker one because this is a pretty straightforward process. This is something I've done for a lot of years for social media, and if you're following us online, you've probably seen that we're in the middle of kind of revamping our social media strategy. So I wanted to share with you what we're working on, what we're putting together, and how you can implement this for your business as you're moving forward. So, and if you haven't, make sure that you follow us on all the channels because that's the fun stuff. Make sure that we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we are on YouTube. Those are our big three, and LinkedIn. So I guess those are our big four that we focus on. So if you haven't followed us, make sure you're following us. So what we're going to cover today is we're really going to focus on three different types of social media content that we're going to be working on. And the reason that we want to do this is we want to break this down into something that's manageable for you. And part of the reason that we want to do this is because as you start getting into social media and you start looking at, like, how am I going to post all this content? What content am I going to create? It's very easy to become overwhelmed and to not have a strategy. And as you're getting started, like, to have this big, robust social media account that has all this different stuff going on, just not possible. Like, it's going to be too much for you to handle. If you try going about it all at one time, or it could become just a full-time job, because I mean, there are careers out there just as a social media manager. So what we're going to do, though, is we're going to create a streamlined system so that you as an entrepreneur can get out here, start having your daily social media posts, and having a good, solid strategy for engaging your followers and working with it. So with these three different content strategies, what we're going to focus on is, first, we're going to work on daily content. And this is going to be consistent, everyday posts that keep your brand visible and that bring value to your audience. Then from there, we want to start stacking on top of it promotional schedules. And this is going to be finding the ideal timing and frequency for promotional posts that drive conversions and maximize events. These are going to be more about, like, if you're doing something, like you got a webinar coming up, you got a live stream, you got a podcast, a live podcast, something like that, that is really kind of part of your monthly promotional, your monthly, wow, my words are gone, your monthly promotional strategy. So, and then the third one's going to be strategic highlights. And I find these as kind of my big boom moments. These are going to be master the art of showcasing milestones, achievements, build authority that keeps your audience engaged, kind of answers questions, makes them go, oh yeah, okay, that's cool, I want to do that. So these are going to be the three areas that we're going to focus on today. But why do you need a social media strategy? Social media, you've got to have a strategy for it. You've got to have a plan. If you're not going to do it, if you're not going to have a plan, you're going to get burnt out. Because one, if you're having to go online and try to figure out what you're going to post every day, it's a massive amount of content, and you are going to be guessing on what to do if you're just kind of flying by the seat of your pants. So by following this strategy, you're going to be able to end the content guesswork. And you're going to stop the daily struggle of figuring out what to post. You're going to reduce the stress, saving your time, and making sure you've got a strategy out there. Next, it's going to help you stay top of mind. And top of mind means that whenever somebody sees you, they just remember, like, oh yeah, that's Keith. He wears a silly hat every time I see him. You know, they're gonna start to get to know you. They're gonna recognize you. They'll see your brand, and even if they don't really engage with a lot of the content, just them seeing you is going to keep you top of mind. And then the big goal that we're focused on is driving business results. And with this is going to be increasing engagement, getting website traffic, focusing on conversions by aligning posts with your very specific business goals. Now, to do this, we need a strategy. Without a strategy, content creation becomes overwhelming, it's ineffective, and it leads to burnout and poor results. Like, I'm guilty of this. Like right now, we we went through a change with our person who was posting on social media, and that's why I'm doing this, because like I'm having to rebuild all of our social media strategy now. And so I want to share that's why we're doing this, is because I've been trying to manhandle it. And I just got burnt out. I was like, this is silly. And so I know that I needed a strategy. I just hadn't done it. So let's talk about the social media content trifecta. This trifecta, by doing this is going to cover just about everything that you're going to want to post to engage with people. And again, it's going to focus on our three main areas. So the first area we're going to focus on is everyday content. Now, I want you to think of this as kind of your bedrock of social media content. If you're not doing anything else, if you at least you're putting out everyday content, this is going to, when people come and find you, they're going to see that you're active and they're going to have chances to visit your website. You're going to show that you're there, that you're consistent, and that you're doing something. And your everyday contents are going to be general posts that maintain visibility, provide ongoing value to your audience. These don't need to be super in-depth. These don't need to be like these big, long content posts or anything like that. The purpose of this is to build consistency, stay top of mind, and provide little snippets that can kind of interject in someone's day for them to come visit you and to come engage with your content and work with you through that. And so this is your everyday content. And there's a lot of different strategies when you get into the everyday content, but we'll jump into that here in just a minute. The next one is going to be your promo content. Now, if you're with your promo content, these should be like your monthly events that you're doing to really focus on maximizing your list and converting the people in your list into actual clients. Now, these can be strategic posts that are going to drive specific actions, and this is going to be around events, launches, offers. Anytime you're running any kind of sale, anytime you're running any kind of promotion, this is going to include your promo content. And the purpose of this is to generate conversions and sales. This is to inform people that, hey, we got something special going on. We got an event going on. We got a sale going on. We got this happening. That is the whole point of the promo content. And this kind of sprinkles in on top of your everyday content. And then the last part of the trifecta is going to be your highlight content. This is going to showcase and emphasize achievements, milestones, and social proof. The whole point of your highlight content is to build authority, to build trust, to build credibility with your audience, to show them that you are who you say that you are, that you do what you say that you do. And I like the highlight content because sometimes things just happen. Like you may win an award. This would be a great time to showcase this with your highlight content. If you hit a milestone with your business, you launch a new product, you get a good testimonial in, and we'll go through all these different types of content actually now. So here's what this is going to look like in the big scheme of things. Everyday content is going to be your consistency engine. This should be posted 4 to 6 times per week. With these theme variations, because if you go through and you try posting the same thing every day, it's going to get boring. It's going to get monotonous. But you can see here, we're giving you like 4 different tips where you can come up with that you can just put into your AI and just start developing it. And so the first one's going to be like tips and tricks, share actionable advice that positions you as the go-to expert in your field. This is really good if you're dealing with something complex, something that has a lot of depth to it. So like we're doing marketing and sales and automation. They're like this industry goes real deep. And so having those tips and tricks for us is a great way to get people engaged, because it could answer a question for someone or it could prompt another question. But having tips and tricks about how to maximize how to actually do some of the stuff that you're doing. It's a great way to get people to engage with you and gets them to a point where they're going to start interacting with your content. The next one you want to look at is value nuggets. And this is going to be to educate your audience without selling them. Again, the whole point of the everyday content isn't to try to convert people. It's trying to build your audience. It's trying to get people to engage so more people will see your content, more people will interact with it. Because as people start liking, commenting, sharing, all of that, the more that they're engaged with your content, the more people are going to see your content and engage with you through this. And so these value nuggets, these are going to be really helpful for people who are sharing, people that are looking for just good tips, and just to be out there. So think of value nuggets. Like, what are some of the things that you can be doing that show that you're an expert, that you can educate people on? The third one's going to be products and features. Products and features, these are going to highlight solutions for your business, highlight solutions your business offers, focusing on benefits rather than features. Again, we've been talking about content a lot, and we're always going to talk about content because it's just a crucial part of marketing. But again, your content should be focused on and centralized around the fact that your clients, that your leads, the people that you're talking to, are the hero of your story, and your job is to sell that hero the tools that they need to conquer the dragon. Brett and I were having this fun little back and forth yesterday, talking about like the AI revolution that's happening, and watching all the markets be there. And one of the things that we were talking about going back and forth, I was like, the people who made the most money during the gold rush weren't the miners; it was the people selling the pickaxes. And so with that, it made me start thinking, like, what are some of the features that we can bring out? What are some of the ways that we could show people how this is going to help them make money in this gold rush, and make money in the AI gold rush, and get to a point where they're actually able to leverage AI in a way that's going to change their business. The fourth one's going to be generic engagement. These are going to be shared quotes, behind the scenes content, fun facts to humanize your brand. And if you want one other, and I find this is really good if you're looking for a fifth one, I like doing these on Mondays. We would do like a content, just like here's what we're doing for the week. We've got a live stream on Wednesday. We're doing this training on Tuesday. We're doing this on Friday. Like, if you've got a consistent schedule of things that you're doing, that you're engaging with people on, sharing that with them sharing that with them while in your social media channels is going to encourage them to be able to engage more and be a part of what you're doing and work with you through that. So that's your everyday content. Again, the whole point. Pro tip: plan weekly themes to create cohesive content that's easier to batch create while keeping your feed fresh and engaging for followers. Let me give you a little tip here, because this tip that I'm going to give you is actually going to play so incredibly well with the next section, which is going to be your promotional content. When you come up with a promo, so when you sorry, I'm having to put in my deep thinking voice here. So when you're working through a content strategy, and you're working through a marketing strategy, having a weekly promotion or a monthly promotion that you're going to be doing goes a long way with converting your list. So you should always be doing something like a webinar, a challenge, like an interactive live video. Find different ways to engage your list, to bring them in, to meet with them, to see them face to face, to bring them into things that you're doing. One thing, and these can be webinars, live streams, challenges, flash sales, holiday promotions, basically anything that you want to do that's a promo. When you do these promos, though, what you're doing is you are picking one aspect. So I'll use us, for example, because I'm a great example, because I deal with us every day. We're doing a big push on website development and building websites, offering them, and we're getting ready to launch like actual AI content on our websites. So like they're basically going to be up instantly for clients, which is amazing. I've been building this for a year, and it's finally all coming to life. But while we're doing this, when we run our next promotion, our promotion is going to be based around that website development and building out and getting that website and having everything there. So what this means from a strategy standpoint for me is that when I'm creating my everyday content, if I know that I'm doing a promo out here, then from there, I'm going to start leading up my everyday content that matches my promo content. content. So basically, with my everyday content, I'm going to be creating the urgency, creating the need, basically creating the ability, not the ability, but creating the demand for the promo that I'm getting ready to offer. So that way, as we're sharing promotional content, they're seeing this and it's playing right into the everyday content that they're reading. So here's our strategy for promotional content. This is gonna be a 4-week strategy. So again, a month. From here, 4 weeks before the event. So a week before the event, you're gonna post 2 teaser announcements that build curiosity without revealing all the details. Example, something exciting is coming next month. Stay tuned. # coming soon. Something that gets them to go, ooh, what are you doing? This could be fun. This could be exciting. 3 weeks before the event, you want to post 3 exciting building announcements with more specific details. Example, mark your calendar. Our free masterclass on doubling your leads is happening May 15th. Now you're bringing titles in. Now you're starting to show them the solution that you're going to be bringing in. 2 weeks before the event, you're going to post 4 times about this upcoming event. Why? Because 2 weeks and a week before is when you're going to get the majority of people who are going to opt in are going to happen 1 week and 2 weeks before the event. So with this, you're going to post 4 informative updates focusing on specific benefits and outcomes. For us, this is where we implement like our unique value proposition strategy. So like we help, like when we're writing content for emails and websites and marketing materials, we have overall like company unique value propositions. Like what's going to make what makes your company awesome? What are 5 reasons that somebody should work with you? I do the same thing for events. Like I sit down and go, okay, if we're going to be doing this event, what are 5 reasons that somebody should come to this event? What are the unique value propositions that encourage somebody to come to these events? When you get to week 2, that's when you start focusing on your 5 unique value propositions. Because now you're not just going to be out there talking to them, but now you're trying to get them in. Now you're trying to get that hook to them. And so by showcasing your 5 unique value propositions, if somebody doesn't bite on the first 2, but they love the third one, that's going to be enough reason for them to go, yeah, okay, I'm coming. I need that third one. But this is why you want to have different values inside of anything that you're doing, whether it's a promo or the content that you're writing, because when you can map out those value propositions, you can really start writing effective content and have a strategy that will actually work. So 2 weeks before the event, this is going to be 4 informative updates focusing on specific benefits and outcomes. Example, in our upcoming webinar, you'll learn 3 strategies that helped our clients increase conversions by 27%. This is what you're going to be focused on, is showing numbers, getting them in there, getting them engaged, showing them. Next is going to be week 4. It's going to be the week of the event. These are going to be post 5 urgency-driven reminders with countdowns, final call to actions. Example, last chance, only 5 hours left to register for today's live training. The whole goal is to bring them along because people are procrastinators. They may have the best of intention going, oh yeah, I'm going to sign up for that. And then they don't. This is the goal, is to get them there. Always include a clear call to action links and complete event details in every promo post. The other side of this that I didn't include that I should have, which would have been great, while you're working on your promotional content, come up with a strategy or come up with a design strategy. So if you have a template for all of your posts, you want to make sure that everything has this same brand design for your promo, just like you have a brand design for your regular social media posts. So having that together is going to be another way that you're going to be able to set yourself apart. All right, that's number 2 in the trifecta. Number 3 in the trifecta is highlight content. This is going to be showcasing your success. So some of the things that you can look at, and this is going to be just kind of random. This is going to be something that I would try to do once a week, but if you don't have it, don't do it. Like it's that simple. Don't be making stuff up. But here's what you want to highlight. Products or feature launches, things that like you may be updating one of your products. You may be adding more benefits to something that you're doing. This is where you want to showcase this, is in your highlight content. New blogs, podcasts, anytime you're doing something that's out there marketing, This is where you want to showcase that, put it out there. This could include client testimonials, success stories, case studies, things like that. Next is going to be media features or industry recognition. If you're getting awards, if you're featured in a blog, if you get shared with something that could be there or it could be impactful or show that you're really, really good at what you do, that you're a leader in the industry, this is where you want to have it. And then the last one's going to be like milestone achievements. If you hit a benchmark, if like your goal is to say, hey, we've served 1,000 customers, and you hit that mark, put out a celebration post like, hey, we just served 1,000 customers. Yay, we're happy. Years in business is another good one. If you hit a birthday and you're like, hey, we hit 2 years in business, we hit 5 years in business. It's a great time to get out there and talk to people about that. So when I'm looking at highlight content, here's what my posting cadence is going to feel like. We're going to create a series of 2 to 3 posts about each highlight, and we're going to space them about a day or two apart. Just giving it a little bit of time to breathe, be out there and work. But we want to share it multiple times because social media is going to hit multiple different people at different times. So this is going to be the initial announcement with key details, a deeper dive into the benefits and impacts and how this impacts somebody, and then a call to action or results spotlight. Like, what are the results you can expect? Or how do you get results like this? Or how do you take advantage of this new feature? All of that is kind of where you're going to want to post that in there. Highlight content builds credibility through social proof and demonstrates your real world impact rather than just telling people how great you are. And that is a great way to impact people. Let them see real results. All right, so now that we've been through this, what does a weekly social media plan look like? So it could look like this. Like Monday, you're going to have a tip or trick. Tuesday, you're going to have a promo teaser. Wednesday, you'd have a product feature. Thursday would be like a blog highlight. Friday, fun engagement. Fridays are always good to do something fun because everybody kind of gets in a Friday mode. Even us entrepreneurs, we get in a Friday mode. We're like, man, I get the weekend. I actually get to do what I want to do. And then Saturday, share testimonials. Weekends are great places for testimonials. But this just kind of gives you an example. A pro tip: batch create your content weekly. If you sit down and look at your content on a weekly or even a monthly basis, it's going to make this so much easier for you than sitting down and try to do it on a day-to-day basis. And the reason is if you start taking content from a monthly basis, now you only have to really come up with 12 different ideas. If you go with a weekly, it's not that you're going to have to come up with 52 weeks worth of content. But like if you're doing a weekly schedule, I'll show you. Like for us, a weekly cadence may be, we do week 1, we're going to talk about websites. Week 2, we're going to talk about CRMs and automations. Week 3, we're going to talk, websites, snap-ons, automations, all that fun stuff. Week 3, we're going to talk about getting leads. Week 4, we're just going to talk about general how to build your business, things that you can do, cool stuff that impacts you. And so by having these 4, instead of having to sit down and go, God, I've got to come up with 30 different things to say. No, you really need 4 topics that you're going to focus on, because then you can take that topic and go, hey, we're going to do a tip and trick about websites. We're going to add, there's a new feature. We're going to do this. Product features. We're going to talk about the product features. We're going to do a blog highlight about this. So you can wrap all of your content around these different strategies so that you, instead of you having to sit down and come up with like all this disjointed stuff, you kind of create this weekly campaign. So like this week, maybe websites, next week, maybe snap-ons. The week after that, it's going to be CRMs, whatever. Or for you, whatever fits inside of your business, finding these different channels that you can focus on is going to reduce your headache. It's going to help you be more creative when you've got a little bit of structure there to get into. All right, tools to streamline your social strategy. 1, content calendar template. And guys, this is actually something that I want to be working on with you. I cracked the code on building GPTs for everybody. So if you keep an eye out, you'll start seeing, I'm going to start throwing a bunch of these into like the groups and having fun with it and getting people in there. But this is going to be a content calendar template where you could just sit down. I've done like full calendars, but what I find actually works better for me, I like just sitting down on like a Google sheet and just mapping out the days and then just putting it in there and taking it from there. Because I find that when you start getting into a place where you're posting maybe 2-3 times a day, when you have like an actual calendar look like this, it gets a little cumbersome and hard to read. But just using something like a like a Google Sheet, Excel spreadsheet, something like that, is a very, very effective way to make it work, and helps you keep track of it because you can start segmenting your data based on categories, things like that, and keeping track of it. So use the structure template to plan content themes, topics, posting schedules weeks in advance. Color code by content type for quick visual reference. That's a great tip. If you're color coding it, you can look at it and you can go back to our previous one and go, oh, our tips and tricks, these are orange, promo teaser, these are purple. But just come up with some different ways to look at it, and so you can just kind of take a glance at it and know what's happening. Next is going to be your scheduling platform. Pre-scheduled posts with tools like Profit Lifter Social Planner to maintain consistency without daily manual posting. Batch create content monthly. If you're not using the social media scheduler inside of Profit Lifter, you're missing out. It's great. It works well. You've got AI content that you can create, AI images. You can post out as far out as you want, and really leverage it to make it work. And the last one's going to be AI Content Assistant. Use your AI, guys. Look, if you're not good at writing content, use AI. Like if you're feeling nervous about how it's going to sound, just put it in AI, throw it out there. Is some of it going to be bad? Yes, but that's okay. It's not about everything being perfect. It's about consistency. One of my good friends loves riding this saying, and him and I learned it together. It's done is better than perfect because perfect never gets done. The goal with AI is to get it done. It's never going to be perfect, because as soon as it's perfect, the industry is going to change and the algorithms are going to change. Everything's going to be a little bit different. Done is better than perfect. Use AI, get out there, throw it out there, and make it work for you, and turn it into something that's actually going to be a tool that you can leverage and really just save yourself a massive amount of time. Now, this bottom tip down here, this is a very good one. Remember to recycle and repurpose high-performing content quarterly. I didn't say monthly, I said quarterly. Most of your audience didn't see it the first time. So if you have something that you get a lot of engagements on, you get something that people are commenting on, create evergreen posts that consistently go out to get in front of people. It's a great way to make sure that your best performing content gets seen by as many people as possible. All right, let's talk about where to post your content. Facebook, business pages and groups for community building and engagement. That first line there is so critical and so helpful that I think that you guys missed it. Business pages and groups for community building and engagement. Get in groups. Start posting in groups. If you are not in a group, if you are not posting in groups, you are missing out on all the benefits of social media, especially Facebook. Facebook over the last, I think it was 3 years ago, really made this big shift to push everything to the groups, and really has made that one of their core emphasis for building communities is around the groups. Find groups to get involved with. Not all groups are going to let you post right out of the gate. Sometimes you have to build credibility. Sometimes you have to talk to the admin and get the admin's permission. Cool, do it, no problems. And all of these, make sure that you're using your hashtags to find more people and stay relevant. With Facebook, it's ideal for B2C businesses and service providers, so business to consumers. Business to business works okay. It's not terrible. LinkedIn's going to obviously be much better for B2B, but your best content are going to be like your value posts, your testimonials, community discussion prompts. A community discussion prompt is just putting out a question or something for somebody to answer that gets people to just engage with your content. That's the whole goal of it there. Next is going to be Instagram. Instagram's visual platform, perfect for showcasing products, behind the scenes content, and lifestyle imagery. I'll be honest, I've never been good at Instagram. It's just not my vibe. I get it, I see it, I understand it. It's just not me, and not who I am as a person. I've never been highly successful on Instagram because it's just not how I do business, and it's not who I am as a person. But if that's who you are and you're great at Instagram, get out there and kill it. Your best content on Instagram is going to be high quality photos, carousels with tips, short forms, reels. These are going to be great ways to get people to engage with you. Your next one's going to be LinkedIn, and this is going to be professional network, ideal for B2B companies, thought leadership, and industry expertise. Your best content is going to be like industry insights, case studies, and professional milestones. Your professional milestones go a long way on LinkedIn. People love seeing that and celebrating it. Then your last one's going to be your video platforms. This is going to be like TikToks, YouTube Shorts, and you can include Facebook and Instagram Reels in here. Short form video platforms for engaging and entertaining and educational content. Excuse me. Best content is going to be quick tips, day in the life, trending audio adaptations. And another really quick trick that you can do is if you have Canva, if you go in and find a post and you kind of edit a post, you can hit animate and it'll turn it into a 15-second video for you that you can do. You can either do like a voice overlay, you can do music, something like that. Super easy to create quick content for there if you want to go that direction. So pro tip, don't forget to repurpose social content for your email and SMS marketing campaigns to maximize your content investment. Look, guys, if you like, the part of the goal of social media is to throw stuff out there, figure out what's working really well, and find out what your audience actually responds to from a content strategy, what they like. And then once you find that, start including it in your emails, include it in your text campaigns. There's all different ways that you can leverage this and make it work. So here's your social media action plan. If you're not posting on social media daily, get to it, get on it, and we'll do it together. I promise it'll be fun. But the goal is to create your 7-day plan. Before you leave, map out your next week of posts using the content types we've covered. Go through, start thinking about this, come up with a strategy, and then do block weekly planning time. Schedule a recurring 1 hour, even 30-minute appointment once you get it down with yourself every week to batch create and schedule your posts. Now, honestly, I would get to a point where you probably have this 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks in advance. So that way you're not like, oh my gosh, what am I going to talk about next week? Like, you've got it there, you've got a strategy, and it puts you into this motion where you're not constantly worrying about, oh my God, what's next? What am I going to do? You have a plan, you have a strategy, and you start working it. Next is going to be plan promotions in advance. Map out your promotional content for at least 30 days before major events or launches to build proper momentum. Now, if something comes up and it's only 2 weeks out, cool, no worries. So like if something fun happens and you have the ability to do it, do it. Like, it's not going to, but for best results, you want to make sure that you're about 30 days out before you start marketing. But this is also a great time that when you're sitting down, start thinking through, what is my promo for next month? Always come up with a monthly promo. Come up with different ideas, different ways that you can think about it. And then lastly, it's going to be leverage templates and tools. Use our Snap-on templates, Social Planner, and the Profit Lifter to create, to simplify creation and scheduling. When you're out there creating the visual side of it, start thinking about templates. Start thinking about, like, what's a post template that I can use for all my testimonials? What's a template look like for my 4 different categories of content that I want to create? And make those vary. Use different colors in those templates. That way, people kind of get they'll kind of get programmed that if they see blue, they're like, oh, we're talking about marketing, or we're talking about loans, or we're talking about sales, or whatever. And then you put out green, and now they're like, oh, that kind of means this. And so, like, people don't understand that they get it, but over time they'll start to see it, and they'll be like, oh, that looks like one I should read. And they're not going to understand why, but it's really just neuro-linguistic programming with colors to get them to act and engage with you with that. So be thinking about your templates, be thinking about your tools. The more you can streamline your social media, the more effective it's going to be, because it will be consistent. The best social media strategy isn't about posting more. It's about posting with purpose. Each post should either educate, entertain, inspire, or convert your audience. Again, educate, entertain, inspire, or convert your audience. Remember, consistency beats perfection. Start implementing today and refine your approach as you learn with what resonates with your audience. Guys, it doesn't need to be hard. It doesn't need to be something that you feel like you're just stuck and that you're just spending a massive amount of time on. Get out there, start posting on social media. And if you want more, we're going to be releasing a lot of training around social media because we've got some cool tools coming for social media posts for you that are going to cover all three of these different areas. And we're going to cover the 4 content topics, and we'll basically handle all of it for you. But that's coming. That's coming soon. So make sure you stay tuned. We got a lot more cool stuff that we're going to be sharing with you next week, and we'll keep going. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Hope you guys